EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the great cities of the world, London, England. Coming up, another installment of the NFL International Series, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Armadillos of London. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Options galore here, second and a few inches. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. To throw is Jackson. He dumps it off for Henry. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Jackson on first down. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Well, they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10 at their 38. They'll start on the ground with Harris. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. This one out quickly to Watkins. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. So what a time this is, folks. We always said that if there was an international city ready for an NFL franchise, this was the one. And now that day has arrived, a permanent NFL team here in the capital city of London. And judging by the early numbers, they could not be more proud. He finds his man, complete. It's Bowers. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. They'll drop to throw. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense, too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not force that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. Out of the gun now on third down. That is caught. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's first and goal.
Well, only their first drive, Charles, but they talked to us about needing to convert on third down, in particular not letting third and short opportunities slip through their fingers. Well, they were successful right there.
It also tells you that they're successful on first and second down as well to get to third and manageable and make them able to pick up those first downs. Now here we are, first and goal. They've got to like what they're doing on this drive.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. They run again with Harris. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and now it's third and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
So they're coming up here on the 9th play of the drive, and it's third and goal. Now back to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. They get this out quickly to the left side. Touchdown! Quez Watkins, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Armadillos use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. It's up and good, and it'll give his guys a 7-0 lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others.
Derrick Henry all alone. How about this? Racing to the end zone. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied at 7.
Justin Tucker
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From his end zone, Wilson. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. 7-7, our score after 1. Second quarter now, and it's London with the football as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up.
Here we go, Shaq.
They're going to look to throw. Looking for Austin, intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
A first down carry for Henry. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll run it again with Henry. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Derrick Henry with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens have taken the lead. And that run going to put him over 100 yards now for the ball game as well.
Yeah, he's really had his way so far, and that's just more of the same right here. All he needs, just a little crease, and off he goes.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From his end zone, Wilson. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
For most people, the excitement of the kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he's going to be knocked out of bounds all the way down at the 40-yard line. And they rattle off a big one. 46 yards.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively, just too hard to keep him under wraps. It delivers a big play here for this offense.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's got this to Pickens. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The two big plays right in succession as this one goes for 27. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And they'll send Pickens in motion right here. Back to throw now on 1st down. That's swung out wide to Harris. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Fighting to stay upright. The tally there, -2 yards. Brings up 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. Harris going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Defense really sold out there to stop the run. Understandable down near the goal line. Now on 2nd down, you have to wonder, might we see play action here and a flip right over the top?
Second and 5. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Well, they're going to try this. They need 5 full yards to hit the end zone here on 4th and goal, but they're going for it. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down pass from the 5 falls incomplete, and the Ravens come up big down at their own goal line. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. Now their last 2 drives both ending in touchdowns. It's gotten them this 14-7 lead.
And it looks to me, and I think you're probably seeing the exact same thing, they're in an ideal spot now to create some separation. The way that they're functioning on offense now, they can create a pretty good gap. Allows their defense to play with a little more verve and confidence.
That big article in the paper this morning about them stringing possessions together for consecutive touchdowns. Well, right here, they're trying to make it 3 in a row. Henry again on 2nd down. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Here's Jackson. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Flowers. And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him. 15 big yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. And that one too wide and incomplete. try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. And his throw here is incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Normally I'd say this will lead to a punt attempt, but this offense already shown in the first half that they'll go for it on 4th down.
Oh, they should have already said punt it, punt it. Head coach have already made that decision.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away.
Fielded at about the 28. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose.
No, we changed it.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. As the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Now Jackson on 2nd down. Flush to his right.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down. Jackson now.
Yet again, targeting and finding Mark Andrews.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's another 1st down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the 2nd quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum. because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson throwing the out route incomplete. That's Flowers. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Ravens will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From his end zone, Wilson. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Let's go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
Let's go now.
Now a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Flowers. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Jackson on 1st down. That one into the hands of Flowers. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Tucker's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. From his end zone, Wilson. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They'll try the right side with Harris. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat, brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays has to act like he's knocking the ball free. They want those instincts created. They want them to think about that all the time, and that's what they try to preach.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Henry. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Another good run for him. What else is new? That'll put him right at 150 yards for the game. So he's really made his presence felt in this one.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
No, we changed it. Hey.
Now it's Jackson. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Jackson. He's got his target. That's complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens are able to widen their advantage. Tucker now to add the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From his end zone, Wilson. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11th.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They give this one to their receiver, Watkins. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd down and 9. Now back to throw. Pass incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And now the football's going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Inside handoff, Henry. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Henry up the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 160 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about running them.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Ravens are on their way to a 2-0 start. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From his end zone, Wilson. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. On play action, they'll throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
They'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape.
13.
They'll try the right side with Henry. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Derrick Henry, a 21-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From his end zone, Wilson. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout that's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. He finds his man complete. It's Watkins. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. And the Ravens are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 right at the 50-yard line. He'll start with a give to Henry. And boy, showing how tough he can be to bring down, just fighting his way forward to pick up 7 yards.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Yo. You change it.
Back to throw here. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 6-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. So this one fairly well in the bag as they take over with a 1st and goal. They'll try to run for it with Henry. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Tucker with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From his end zone, Wilson. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first. And it coughed it up, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistake.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's got a man, complete. Down the right sideline. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point now by Boswell. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play.
Ravens 52, Armadillos 14.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And checking the timeouts. They do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. And got his man, complete. He's to the 15. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Tucker now for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Ravens 59, Armadillos 14. Justin Tucker.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From his end zone, Wilson. Yeah, he is going to dive to the turf. Boy, a strange return there. And they're going to start with really terrible field position.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today, coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. He finds his man, complete. It's Bowers. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. They'll drop to throw. That is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Now he's loose again. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown. But they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team. But I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film. But this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
They'll look to throw. And no, it falls incomplete. So the two-point conversion no good. And this one incomplete. And all that remains is 13 seconds. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
They came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the football for the final moments of the fourth.
Yeah, and it was apparent that they were the better team, right? We figured that out pretty early. But give them a lot of credit for staying with it. They didn't stumble around out there. They didn't create a lot of errors for themselves because they were the superior team. They took care of business and closed them out pretty quickly.
Let's go. Set high. No, we changed it. Hey, hey. Go ahead. Set high.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. Oh, and for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And that will write a finish to this ball game.
Well, the lopsided affair finally coming to an end, and really no shortage of big plays for us to examine, partner, on offense or on defense for this team.